Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, or whatever the case may be. My name is Marcus, and I am the host of the Black Brazil Today YouTube channel, as well as the blackbraziltoday.com blog, where I analyze Brazil from the perspective of race. So today's video is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, and there's going to be other videos that are going to, come after this video that's connected to the same topic. It really started because this white Brazilian woman made this video where she put on some makeup and she became a black woman. The video circulated around in Brazil's social networks and it became a big issue. People were all debating about it. Some people were outraged about it. And there's so many things that are tied to this video, to what she did, and it just encompasses so many different topics that I could approach on here. So I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible today. It's going to be something that I'm going to have to approach again in future videos, but just to get started here, let me just talk about why this first, take a look at the image and then understand, or let me explain so that you can understand why this became such a big issue. Okay, so this is the picture here. White Brazilian woman becomes a black woman and provokes controversy. So the topics of blackface and blackfishing have been hot topics over the past few years in Brazil. Black Brazilian women have called out these practices from the historic perspective, as in the infamous Nega Maluca caricature, to the recent Brazilian fascination with wearing blackface, and then the phenomenon known as blackfishing. There has long been a debate as to the question of cultural appropriation, with some seeing the complaint as legitimate, while others see the accusation as having no merit, since various cultures have borrowed from others for centuries now. While you consider this, check out this video that has been circulating around Brazilian social network platforms for a while. This is just the photo that I put together, but check out the whole video. Now, one thing I want to point out about the video is that I had to mute the music because I would probably get a copyright strike if I let the music play. But the song is like a new version of this song called Nega Maluca. It's an updated version. You can go to YouTube and check it out. Like Nega Maluca, I think it's called The Latin Sound is the name of the group. And they did an updated reading, re-recording of this song, Nega Maluca. Now, the Nega Maluca is a notorious stereotype about black women in Brazil. It's an old, what they call a marchinha. It's a song that you'll hear during Carnaval. This Nega Maluca literally means crazy black woman, right? So when I first became aware of this issue back in 2000, wow, I don't even remember what year it was. It had to have been 2008, 9, 10, somewhere in there. Maybe even I would say earlier than that, when I discovered that there was actually a Carnaval group in this city called Niterói. And this group, they participate in the Carnaval dressed as the Nega Maluca character. So it's usually a bunch of white women. They'll have on blackface. They'll have on black bodysuits, these crazy afros and bright red lipstick to come across as this Nega Maluca crazy black woman, image. People took offense to that. I remember years ago, I contacted this prominent Afro-Brazilian lawyer and asked him, like, dude, what's up with this blackface stuff? And this was before people started questioning it in Brazil, and he just responded and he says, well, that's the one time a year, it's just kind of a funny thing that they do and nobody says anything. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. A couple of years later, I remember 2 or 3 years later, it really did become an issue with rising black identity politics in Brazil. People started speaking out on this practice of wearing blackface. Let me keep going. Let me stick with the current topic before I move a little bit into that. So, regardless of where you stand on the issue of cultural appropriation, my issue is the fact that black characteristics such as brown and black skin, kinky curly hair, and thick lips have long been denigrated in Eurocentric societies. It's a known fact that many black women, both in Brazil and in the United States, as well as other countries, have faced ridicule and repression for wearing certain hairstyles. So we should all be able to understand the issue when white women can wear these styles and be applauded for them, while black women get ridiculed for their own natural features. Yet another issue here is that over the last decade, black Brazilian women have complained that the roles and positions that have long been reserved for them during Brazil's world famous Carnaval, these positions have been increasingly given to white women. Generally in Carnival, with all of the samba schools that participate, the girls that are become the main dancers, or what they call the passistas in Carnival, instead of using the girls from the community who are unknown, just common girls in the community, uh, with the promotion of Carnival in the media, a lot of these samba schools started replacing the black girls from the community and using famous white women in their place. And this became a huge dispute going back. I think it's been since about 2013 that people have been complaining about this slow substitution of black women that used to have this position of Carnival reserved for them. And now all of a sudden, there's an influx of white women in those same positions. People have complained like these women can't even dance the samba correctly, and they're just totally moving in on our territory. What's going on? Well, wherever there's dollars involved, there's always going to be a situation of, well, if we use this woman, she's already famous, she's white, she's blonde, we'll attract even more people to Carnival. So this has been a discussion that's been going on for at least a decade now. So it's like the black population has long been made invisible in Brazil's mainstream media. And with Carnival being one of the few popular events in which black folks are recognized, now this prominent role seems to be becoming increasingly diminished. So in terms of this issue of cultural appropriation, blackfishing, how do you all see this? Is this all just a bunch of noise about nothing, or is this a legitimate issue? So what I wanted to do was just go back to an article that I did back in 2019 that was addressing this issue of blackfishing. What's the deal with them suddenly rocking braids, kinky hair, and African face paint? Are white Brazilian women blackfishing? So this was one of the photos that I put together for this particular article, and it was just talking about everything that I went into in this article was something that I just discussed in introducing today's article, right? So it really became an issue some years ago when you started seeing white Brazilian women rocking this face paint. And then there was these two particular Brazilian actresses, both white women. And, this is what they're rocking braids now. Some of these people would use makeup to make themselves appear a little bit darker. It was a question of, black women get repressed for wearing certain hairstyles, and then you guys come along and, all of a sudden you're praised for beauty. I mean, maybe you won't understand this until you take a look at what these women look like before and after. So this is another woman. This is Bianca Andrade before on the left, and after she kind of put some curls and kinks in her hair some kind of way. These two women are the actresses Gabi Lopes and the blogger Bianca Andrade. So take a look at them now and then take a look at how they look like in the day to day. So, okay, how do we feel about this? Okay, I asked the question again because you can appropriate aspects of black characteristics and get away with it, even be applauded for it and complimented for it. But the very women who wear these styles or have certain physical attributes, they're going to be repressed, or somebody will tell them, you can't wear that here. In order to work at this job, you can't wear those braids. You can't wear that afro. The black body is already penalized for how it looks naturally. But then people who consider themselves white or classified as white can, appropriate those same styles and be applauded for it. And so I can kind of understand what the argument is here. This is one of the articles, again, from that year, the wave of white women doing black fishing and wanting to be black in the summer. Okay. This is another one right here. The same actresses that I just showed you, Isa Santoni and Gabi Lopes. They started wearing braids in their hair and they generated controversy. So this is the same picture that I just showed a few minutes ago. This is what these women generally look like. But then, as I said, this issue opens up a whole nother can. When you start delving into how many issues are behind the idea that some people can, use makeup and other aesthetics to change what they look like and be applauded for it, while others are denigrated for it. for what they look like naturally. Here's one for 2019. At it again, white makeup artist encourages other women to put on blackface and all be the nigga Maluka, the crazy black woman for Carnaval 2019. So you can see the before, she's during, and then what she looks like when she's all made up. Then as we go further, I remember this one particular program came on like a Brazilian variety show, and this white guy paid homage to James Brown, put on blackface. Okay. A lot of people outside the United States might be familiar with the singer Daniela Mercury. I remember meeting her some years ago, but this is not what Daniela Mercury looks like. She's got on obviously she has on an Afro wig. I think she colored her skin in some type of way, and then she goes on talking about I love being black. Popular white singer Daniela Mercury heavily criticized for honoring legendary Afro-Brazilian singer in blackface and Afro wig. It goes on and on. This was a protest against this stage production, this play called Trem de Minas. And the actors used blackface in that particular play. Here's a guy who put on full blackface outfit on a popular TV show, one of those popular variety morning talk shows. White teacher in nation's capital wears blackface to a popular party. I mean, this just went on and on. I had an article on the blog that was called Is Brazil the New Home of Blackface in the World? Because it was just getting ridiculous for a while. Everybody was just putting on blackface. Like, okay, this is fun. This is funny. Then this is the Carnaval group, Nega Maluca. They still parade in depreciative images. This is Daniela Mercury. Okay, this is the article that I did back in 2017. So this is what Daniela Mercury looks like when she puts on the wig, and I think she artificially colored her skin. This is what Daniela Mercury looks like in regular life. So, okay, I love being black. Really? Then you have, okay, this is the article, Nega Maluca Carnaval Bloco, still parades and depreciative images of black women. So these are just some of the images that you have of these women donning blackface in this, they're called blocos, like blocks. These are Carnival groups. This particular one is from the city of Niterói. It's across the bridge from Rio de Janeiro. And this is what okay, so you'll see there, you could look at it, 43 years of tradition, the bloco of Nega Maluca. Look at the image of what's supposed to be the crazy black woman. Okay. So this is a thing there. You see this every year during Carnival, and it's like, okay, it's supposed to be just a joke or whatever. But, it got to a point where Black Brazilian women was just like, hey, this is not funny. We need y'all to stop doing that. Okay. Still going on today. So then this is the article that I put up. There's several of them that I've done over the years. This is particularly, I think this might be the same woman, but in 2016, it says Black female employee of a marketing company was humiliated and fired after she denounced racism. Her boss told her she had to take her braids out. Okay. So this happens in Brazil. I think this is the same woman. I have to look into the article, but 4 years later, no braids here. This woman was made to pay 15,000 reais to her employer after she called out the racism. Okay. So again, white women wear the braids and are applauded. Black women wear the braids and then they're penalized. We already know, I've already done stories about how traditionally a Eurocentric Brazil has always said that black people are ugly. Black features are ugly. You should do everything you can to try to avoid being black. You should, mix with whiter partners so your kids come away with few of the African characteristic. But again, that's what the problem is here. How is it that you make these people, make black people feel bad for their natural features, but if a white person imitates that, then that's seen as cool. Okay. This is the other story that I'm talking about. Traditionally, the queens and godmothers of the drum beat during Carnival are black women losing their places to white women. This is an article from 2015. And arguably, this has been going on for a number of years. I'd say all the way back to 2013, Black women have started to complain about how these are the images of the Black women that are usually shown during Carnival. But then, you start seeing blondes and famous white women getting involved in the party. And a lot of Black women feel like that their positions are they're just being pushed out and substituted for the blondes. Okay. So you have a mixture in this article of the what the women, the black women who usually parade during these carnivals, and then you have the white women that are moving in and replacing them. Okay, that's something else I'm going to have to talk about in a future article because it's something that's really big, and the dispute is getting bigger every time Carnival comes around. This is a this is another article. This is from 2022. What is this? April 20th, 2022. White women are the majority among the queens of the drum beat. That's what that means. What does it say here? Yeah. Mulheres brancas são a maioria entre rainhas de bateria no Carnaval 2022. So white women are the majority among the queens of the drum beat for 2022 Carnaval. So again, the problem here is that this has been a position that generally black women can count on having a starring role during Carnival, and slowly, white women, particularly white women celebrities, are moving into some of their spots, and you're seeing more of the black women from the community just being frozen out of these positions and roles that were traditionally for black women. So anyway, I just wanted to give an overview. The article that I did today, like I said, it goes into so many different areas. And I just wanted to first introduce this particular piece today because, I'm going to have to cover this more in the future. I definitely will cover it before the next Carnival season comes up, as, we're in December now. And generally, people, these samba schools get ready for Carnival almost from the time the last Carnival ended. They almost start, preparing for the next Carnival. So here we're in December. I'm quite sure the rehearsals are in full swing right now. So I wanted to introduce this topic here first, and then later on, I'm going to dissect it and move into the other pieces within the same topic. Okay. So anyway, want to know what your thoughts are about this particular video today. Drop a comment in the comment section. Like this video, share this video. Consider subscribing to this channel. I'd be great to have some more subscribers. The channel continues to grow. Click on the notification bell so that you'll be one of the people that gets my videos when it first goes up. If you feel like there was something that that this video was worth, definitely consider dropping a super thanks or maybe contributing to the Cash App, which is Mr. Marcus 72, MrMarquez 72, and the Cash App. And with that said, I'm going to end this video here and request that you all come back and check out the next video.